Peace is a choice, so we ought to give it a chance for the sustenance of the nation's democracy. You're welcome to Njenje Media TV. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Do remember also to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the bell icon for notification. I am John Paul Ani. Is Wadume not what we know of our leaders, politics, and evolving cultures? Delili Adebi writes, since the inconceivable incident that led to the death of 4 police officers in Taraba made newspaper headlines, Hamisu Bala, alias Wadume, the kidnap kingpin at the center of the saga, has been the talk in town. In Wadume, many see a bandit, a kidnapper. Yes, he is, yet the majority of the commentators on the issue stop short of asking who Wadume is. What was his background like and his status in his community before his arrest? Why was Wadume accepted in his community, viewed as a philanthropist and made a youth leader without questions being asked? How is Wadume different from our leaders and the dirty foot soldiers at their service? This opinion piece addresses these questions by drawing on what has been reported of Wadume, his own account of himself, and what is known of our political leaders and politics. Like most Nigerians of his age, the 34-year-old Wadume is from a poverty-troubled home. Wadume dropped out of secondary school due to financial constraints faced by his parents. He had fewer options of what next to do to earn a decent living, a problem that is facing many of our countrymen, including those with a good university education. Like his parents, Wadume embraced the fishing business as a form of livelihood. Petrified of dying from ocean waves, Wadume narrated that he restricted himself to buying and selling of fish, making about 5,000 naira daily. Somewhat successful he was, that he purportedly saved money enough from his fish merchandise to erect a fish pond, a new business line he maintained for some years before venturing into gun running. From the sales of just one AK-47 rifle, Wadume could make about 350,000 profit. He sold a lot of guns to those he identified as bad boys in his areas, bandits, and all sorts of criminal elements, to the extent that he became a big man. Money earned Wadume fame, visibility, and coveted roles in his community. He became a philanthropist and a youth leader, a highly influential one. To further secure his future, Wadume diversified his business lines by adding politics, from which he noted, and I quote, "I made so much money from politicians." A curious mind would want to know, how did this happen? An issue that is addressed below. Now let's go down. Wadume was offering certain paid services to politicians accordingly. Wadume stated, I quote again, "I am a youth leader, so I have a strong relationship with a lot of bad boys. That is why I knew that I would surely excel in the business." Here, Wadume connected youth leadership with knowing bad boys and staying successfully in his illegal gun dealership. Obviously, the bad boys were patronizing Wadume's guns and maybe were sources of new customers for his guns. But sad enough, no one seems to be asking, how did Wadume make his money from politicians? An issue that ought to have enthused the curiosity of many, especially our acclaimed corrupt especially our acclaimed corruption-hating president. The bad boys were also human assets to Wadume politically, because he saw opportunities in selling their bad boyships as services to politicians in return for money. This could mean supplying bad boys to politicians, kill, maim, and tame their political opponents. Wadume has the guns. He could offer his bad boys to do their jobs for politicians, and he may be selling arms to politicians to distribute to their own bad boys. Dropping some hints, Wadume stated, as a youth leader, money meant for the youth was given to me. I am to mobilize them, hire thugs where necessary, and make arrangement for weapons that can be used to protect our people. There is a lot of killing in my state, so it is wise to always protect yourself in case of any attack. It was during 2015 and 2019 general elections that I made so much money to acquire cars and houses. It appears no one or not so many people are asking how many people were killed by Wadume bad boys in the course of delivering service for APC and the PDP. Mr. President seems not perturbed by the gravity of this allegation. Wadume was not only providing services to politicians, but he also became a kingmaker in his own right. As he recounted, he claimed credit for the electoral victory of President Muhammadu Buhari in Ibi, his hometown, during the recently concluded election. During the 2019 gubernatorial election in his state, as a mercenary, Wadume averred, I switched over to PDP and assisted them to win. Adding that, in politics, you want to make money. In politics, if you want to make money, one needs to join the winning team, he added. I couldn't get the ticket of PDP or APC to contest for State House of Assembly. Luckily, Young Democratic Party YDP accepted me, but I still lost the election. To ensure that his businesses and ignoble acts were fully secured, Wadume added our countrymen to the unholy equation. He built a relationship with them and gained fame among our security men in his state. From time to time, Wadume would give gift to the security folks in his domain, Awo Owen boys bribe, ranging from at least 20,000 naira. The reason, he noted, it was necessary so that no one will disturb my businesses. That was Wadume speaking to the tarmac culture of reciprocity. Rub my back while I rub your back. Captain Balarabe, currently in the eyes of the storm, was one of Wadume's beneficiaries of free gifted money and free Iliaram gifting culture. Wadume benefited Captain Balarabe in many ways, to the extent that when Wadume was arrested by the police, without any request for help, Captain Balarabe felt obligated to intervene. Captain Balarabe allegedly sent his men to forcefully secure his release from his assailants, a mission that led to the death of about 4 policemen. What a country. Wadume noted, and I quote, on the day I was rescued, I never knew Captain Balarabe was one that came to my rescue until I got to his house. The soldiers quickly rescued me and took me to a red saloon car, and we drove off immediately. he was driven to Captain Balarabe's house, indicting a highly ranked police officer as an accomplice in how he regained his freedom. Wadume narrated that Captain Balarabe called the DCO of EB Police Division, one ASP Uonduna Lobi. He came to the house and told the captain that he could not find the key. They then brought an iron cutter and cut the handcuffs off my hands and my legs. Next, Wadume dropped a bombshell that detailed what he saw and how he felt when Captain Balarabe's boys brought the corpse of the policemen they allegedly sacrificed to free him. He said, "I was outside when I saw the soldiers drive in with 4 dead men. They dropped them on the ground and I realized that these were the people who arrested me. I was shocked because they were all alive after the vehicle somersaulted." Sadly, he added, even the DCO saw the dead bodies and just looked at them and left the compound. While the dead bodies were still on the ground, I decided to find my way before anyone will know that I was there, he said. Wadume's story has attracted a lot of news. Wadume's story has attracted a lot of news coverage and triggered ceaseless conversation on social media spaces in Nigeria. Yet, it has not triggered any major national outcry. Attention has mostly focused on Wadume as a kidnapper. But on the contrary, are there no other Wadumes around? How is Wadume different from other governors and political leaders? Are they not Wadume of same variant? Here, the story of late Honorable Olatoye Temitope, Elias Sugar, comes to mind. From being the face of the fight against cultism at Osiele, Sugar graduated into a community leader and then a notorious serial killer whose service was allegedly secured by Gbenga Daniel when he was a governor. Yes, you could recall that Gbenga Daniel was a former governor. Daniel appointed Sugar as the supervisory council in Odeda local government, during which he was reported to have provided similar political services to the governor, as Wadume did to his political patrons. Impressed by the quality of Sugar's services, allegedly measured in brutality terms, Governor Gbenga Daniel elevated Sugar in status by appointing him as his state special advisor. Working with Sugar were other variants of Wadume, including Olugbowan, Ozogula, and Buki Boy. Akin to Wadume, Sugar made money and acquired fame through notoriety. Akin to Wadume, Sugar made money and acquired fame through notoriety by working with politicians, offering bad boyish services, and by trading in politics too. Like Wadume too, Sugar became a youth leader and also built a solid relationship with the security men in Ogun State and Ibadan. Sugar also became renowned by gifting money to people and for various acts of philanthropism. No one ever really worried about nor questioned how Sugar made his money. Until Wadume, Sugar made it to the State Assembly in Oyo State in 2011 and to the Federal House of Representatives in 2015 to 2019, representing Legalo Akinyele constituency. On March 9, 2019, Sugar was consumed by the culture of violence that cultivated him and earned him money, fame, and power. An inquisitive mind also wants to know, how is Wadume and Sugar any different from the notorious gangs called State Boys in Osun State, who are allegedly working for APC? An inquiring mind wants to know, how is Wadume different from Asari Eniba and Sunday Igbo, whose service governor Rahidi Ladoja once patronized? Igbo's boys are a menace in Osun now, working in partnership with the politicians. Is Wadume any different from Buharin Daji, alias Dugum Bangaje? Daji, who before his death was an infamous and a popular forest bandit leader in Zamfara State. Like Sugar, Daji benefited from his infamy, and he was appointed as special advisor to the governor Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari of Zamfara State. Daji and his gang of bad boys were responsible for the death of many innocent souls in the state. As a governor, during his first term, Ayodele Fayoshi allegedly kept and used a killing squad, another reflection of Wadume in her leaders. Even former President Goodluck Abele Jonathan worked with notorious elements like Tompolo, Boyloof, and General Shoot at Sight to win an election. As his foot soldiers during his reign as the president, and also as a support group for his failed presidential re-election bid, it will interest you to know. During that gubernatorial election in Rivers State, another Wadume played out as Wike and Amechi's camp unleashed terror on one another and as security men. The bad boyish component in Wadume business lines played out. PDP Wike and APC Amechi bad boys traded war-type heavy gun shots targeted against themselves, their opponents, as security men and innocent citizens. People got killed, with some left to nurse live injuries sustained from the terrorist attacks. On January 8, 2019, during the gubernatorial flag-off campaign of Babajide Sanwo-Olu of APC, notorious garage element traded gunshots, macheted and stabbed one another. There is no evidence that those involved in the criminal acts have been prosecuted. While responding to the attack of terror, APC spokesperson Joe Igbokwe stated, and I quote, "National Union of Road Transport Workers took their gang war to our venue, but thank God it was not worse. We are overcomers. We are not denying that they are our members, but must take their struggle for power and supremacy to our campaign. We are not denying they are our members, but must they take their struggle for power and supremacy to our campaign ground to endanger other people?" In Ayode Akibosu is the Wadume of Senator Bukola Saraki, a former governor and one-time Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ayode was the gang leader of the armed group that struck in Offa on April 4th, 2018, robbing a bank, killing 6 policemen, a pregnant woman, and no fewer than 20 passers-by. And this is a country. Akin to Wadume, Ayode was a youth leader and the chairman of the Liberation Youth Movement of Kwara South, a political group populated by bad boys and which was allegedly funded and founded at the instance of Senator Bukola Saraki. Describing what the group was to Senator Bukola Saraki and the Wadume type activities they were offering him, Ayode stated, "We are the Senate President's boys. We work for him in Kwara South. We are the ones that hold Kwara South for him. We have been working for him since when he was the governor of Kwara State, when he was in PDP. Ayode added, we mobilize for him, and we are the ones that do political arrangements for him. For example, where we cannot win, we mobilize people and make Dabaru arrangement there. We scatter elections if we don't win. If we scatter elections if we don't win, is that not a Wadume at play? How is Wadume any different from Kashamu Buruji, whose political and bad boyish services were once reportedly patronized by former President Olusegun Obasanjo before their relationship turned sour? Like Wadume, Buruji became a kingmaker. Buruji also made it to the Senate and even aspired to become the governor of Ogun State alongside Ruben Abati, his running mate. Yet, Kashamu Buruji is wanted in the US for a massive drug peddling crime. But no one really questioned how Kashamu made his money. A questioning mind also wants to know, how does the culture of reciprocity that led to how Wadume was rescued from his assailants any different from the role play of the federal government in Kano's rerun gubernatorial election? Commissioner of Police Muhammad Wakili had, during the initial governorship election in Kano, allowed his men to arrest some APC stalwarts, including Dr. Naziru Yusuf Gawuna, the deputy governor of Kano State, for allegedly committing some electoral crimes during the collation of local government results for the governorship and state house of assembly elections. The response from Abuja, which seems to enjoy the backing of President Muhammadu Buhari, was to protect the interest of one of their own, Governor Ganduje, by taming Commissioner of Police Wakili, by taming CP Wakili during the rerun election. A DIG of police in person of Mr. Anthony Agbizili was drafted to Kano to oversee the rerun election, which was overshadowed by bad boys, similar to those that worked with Wadume to tame politicians, perceived opponents, and enemies. Bad boys from APC had the upper hand during Kano's rerun gubernatorial election. Armed with knives, broken bottles, and cutlasses, they unleashed terror and took over the rerun election. What a sad news. The police, too, were not left out of the shenanigan. Neither was PDP without their Wadume types boys wreaking havoc on the perceived enemies too. How are Wadume and his bad boys any different from the called boys who have made their ways from campus? How are Wadume and his bad boys any different from the called boys who have made their ways from campus politics to offering various forms of bad boyish services to our politicians? Kunle Pole, whose bad boyish services were once courted by Senator Obanikoro, is one such illustration. Wadume is your governor, my governor, our governor. Wadume is a reflection of most of our politicians and political leadership. We have always welcomed the Wadumes in our communities, enjoying their money without questioning what they are doing. Many Wadumes occupy the front seats in our religious houses, spending heavily to the praise of all. The Wadumes have been decorated with revered titles as a way of honoring their fame, status, money, and philanthropism. Yet, little to no question gets asked about how the Wadumes made their money, and as the Wadumes fit well with our evolving culture of money is everything. The problem appears not really the Wadumes, but in my view, our evolving culture of silence and acquiescence. the culture of watching evil grow amidst us without stopping it. The evils we have all nursed consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously have matured and now consuming all of us. Yes, Wadume must be condemned. Just the same way we all must take the blame for embracing the culture that birthed the Wadumes in our political and community leadership. It is not too late to start having conversations on how to tame the evolving cultures that are breeding and sustaining the Wadumes in a society and in us. We must ethically be rebirthed, go back to the basis and the fundamentals of what we inherited from our forefathers and religions as values of dignity, honesty, and stewardship. Of course, that journey commences now with me, you, and everyone. Otherwise, we all may be consumed. Thanks for being there. This is your favorite station, Njenje Media TV. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Also remember to subscribe to the channel.